Welcome everybody back to the Dragon's Lair. My name is Wade, and this is my show, Let's Talk. Let's Talk Tyranids. So this is the strategy portion of my 40k content. I have another show called Only Lore in the Grim Dark of the 41st Millennium. There's Only Lore. Go ahead and check out that playlist to talk about tyrants and the walking ones, the flying ones, and all sorts of stuff. We got all sorts of stuff. Anyways, we're talking about Old One Eye. So what is Old One Eye? Old One Eye is a epic hero. So that means you can only take one of them. Sorry, you can't take three. He's pretty cool. I have not had a lot of success with him. So if you watch my other videos, you hear me complain a lot about the people that I play with on a regular basis. I have some really great friends that I've played with for about 20 years. Here's the point. My friends are no joke. They bring a lot of high-powered units that do really well and perform really well, and then they use the stratagems right. I have friends that have a very strong command on the rules and how to do stuff very well. They're not super competitive, but they don't play around at the same time. So my Old One Eye, in like the 4 games of 10th that I've played, I may have brought him twice. That's say twice. He's never made it into close combat, not once. Him and the 2 Carnifexes that he comes with always get melted before they get there, and I'm not running very far. Anyways, so if you hear me get salty, that's why. Everyone out there who's got a great story about how their Old One Eye got into close combat and teared everybody up, I am so happy for you. I'm so enthusiastic. So let's talk about it. So movement 8, not bad. You know, I would love a 10, but he doesn't have wings. So you know, the 12s and stuff like that is reserved for stuff that has wings. Makes sense. Tough 9, man, you'd say that is really great, but you know, Hellblasters take him down pretty easily. You know, 9 is going to be great against guardsmen or fire warriors or orc boys or just regular marines, regular Rhines, but not the stuff that I fight. You know, dreadnoughts with super plasma cannons and yeah. Anyways, 2+ save. You know, it's the best that you're gonna get, and it'll save him. It'll help. 9 wounds. You know, it sounds like a lot. It's not. He, it's not. It's not like everything else. You know, tyrants are walking around with 10, which I know is just one more. But a lot of the other monsters are walking around with 16s or 18s or whatever. And I'm not saying that he needs to be an 18, but I don't feel like 9's cutting the bill. Anyways, leadership 8. He's not a Synapse creature, so keep that in mind. He's not a Synapse creature. OC of 3. I haven't had it make a difference. Because when someone does, it's pretty rare that somebody takes an objective away from me, especially now that I have Norns. But when someone does, they take it away from me by like 15 or 20. They don't take it away from me by 3 or 2 or 1. Like, I've never lost an objective by an amount that matters. It's always a blowout. Anyways, so his melee weapons, you know, in 10th you got to choose. So you see the little marker there on the left. In 10th you got to choose. So you can either choose the strike, which is, you know, see it right there, only 10 attacks, sorry, only 6 attacks at weapon skill 3, which is pretty gosh darn good. Strength 14, yeah, buddy. AP 3, yeah, buddy. You're going to do lots of good damage with that. Obviously, that's a great way to break tanks. He's a great tank breaker if you can get him there. You know, and he's going to chop up your elite infantry guys. So that's pretty cool. His sweep, you know, 12 attacks, plus 3 to hit. Strength 6, AP 1, damage 1. You know, that's for guardsmen, that's for fire warriors, that's for boys. I suppose you will see some work there with Rhines, but Marines will survive most of that, so just keep that in mind. You know, going over to the Feel No Pain. Feel No Pain 5 is, it's not nothing. It doesn't save me most of the time. It's a little bit stronger now considering how Mortal Wounds work ever since the balance data slate. He's a leader, so the best way to take him, in my opinion, is to put him with 2 Carnifexes. I put those Carnifexes, both of them, with double Scything Talons to get the maximum amount of attacks out of them, and then Bioplasma so they can have a couple of attacks on their way in. The big deal is don't forget about your Blistering Assault. So with Blistering Assault on the Carnifexes, they give it to Old One Eye because the unit gains it. So when they get shot once per phase, so if you get overwatched in the movement phase, you can move. Then if you get shot in the shooting phase, you can move. Then if somehow for some silly reason you get shot in the charge phase, you can move. So keep that in mind, it's once per phase. And don't forget that you can use it. Now, maybe that gets you there, maybe it doesn't. I certainly hope it does for all my Tyranid players. He benefits from Synapse if somebody else has Synapse. So where it says Faction Synapse, that does not mean he provides Synapse. That means he can benefit from Synapse. Here's a big part of the poll. Alpha Leader, when this model is leading unit, each time models in that unit make an attack, you can re-roll the hit roll. Not re-roll ones, re-roll the hit roll. So any misses gets re-rolled. That's pretty good. Re-rolling any misses, that's pretty good. I like what they did with Unstoppable Monster because they fixed it, in my opinion. They made it very clear because it used to say in the command phase, which kind of means your opponent's command phase and your command phase. And I'm sure there were arguments on tables all across the world with that one. But now Unstoppable Monster says at the start of each player's command phase, this model regains up to D3 Lost Wounds. It hasn't made a difference for me because he gets melted by Hellblasters and he never gets to regenerate. So he's never gotten into close combat. He's never regenerated once for me. I look forward to him getting into close combat and killing stuff. Just hasn't happened for me yet. I need to get out more. I need to play against different people who are not playing the same thing. I need to play against different armies. We have some friends. I live in Michigan. We have some friends that play in Alpena. Great group of guys up there. I need to use him in that setting because no one up there plays Tyranids. So maybe they don't know, you know what I mean? Which is kind of cool because it's kind of part of the story. Like, oh, they're alien and weird and we've never fought them before and so we don't know what we're doing. Like, kind of thing. Not that those guys don't know what they're doing because those guys are really cool. Shout out to the Alpena friends. But he's really cool. Go ahead and look at the lore video. His lore is really cool. He should be tough enough to get the job done. I know he's tough enough to get the job done. To walk up with 2 Carnifex buddies, wear them like armor, shred a bunch of dudes on the way there, and then take an objective, kill an enemy hero. His keywords are monster, character, epic hero, great devourer, old one eye. So once again, you can only take one of them because he's an epic hero. He cannot get an enhancement because he's an epic hero. I like him. I think he's really cool. Throw him with 2 Carnifexes and have fun. Go ahead and... I don't have a Carnifex video up yet, but when I do get a Carnifex video up, put some guns on those Fexes, and deck effects. You can't double Devour with Brain Leech Worms like you used to back in the day when you had Deep Striking deck effects, but that's a different story for a different edition. Anyways, I think Old One Eye is great. Go ahead and check out the lore video on Only Lore. Go ahead and use him. Let me know. Does he work good for you? Does he not work good for you? What do you like? What do you don't like? Drop it in the comments. Go ahead and give us a like. Go ahead and give us a subscribe. Share us with your friends. We here at the Dragon's Lair understand that you are probably a pretty busy person with relationships and kids and dogs and school and work and boots and pants and boots and pants and boots and pants. So you could spend your time anywhere on the internet. So we want to say thank you for spending your time here with us at the Dragon's Lair.